MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning to you. And you know what we didn't do?
We didn't turn our lights on.
Yeah, let's hit a button here and go ahead and do that. And whoa, that's a big change.
Goodness.
Nothing like live, is it?
That's right. I know. Anything can happen.
So, a big thank you to WMOX Radio a minute ago. They interviewed me and we talked a little bit. And I don't know if you had a chance to look this morning, but a big fight in Flowood, Mississippi.
No.
Down at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, my goodness.
5 folks have been arrested.
What were they fighting over, I wonder?
They ain't no telling.
Somebody's wings.
Well, somebody had the way it described it was somebody had a little too much to drink.
Yeah.
And you know how things happen after that.
Yeah, that can happen, especially when you got a bar on one side and a restaurant on the other, and people tend to mingle back and forth. You don't ever know.
And it become a scrap.
Yeah.
And then I've got the actual video of the fight posted, and then I looked at one of the local television stations in Jackson, and they got this old boy arrested with a big knot upside his head. Looked like somebody broke something on it. Yeah, he didn't feel good the next day.
I bet he didn't.
So that's what's happening in the big land of Jackson, Mississippi. Probably the calmest fight they've had in a while.
Yeah. Flowood's usually a pretty calm area.
I know. It's usually
the calm area of outside of Jackson.
Yeah, you get over toward Lakeland, those areas, it starts changing. But Flowood, that's where you go. All the ladies go get those cupcakes over there.
Oh, yeah. At the, I know where you're talking about.
I don't know the name of it. I just hear about it.
I know where you're talking about. Is it Gigi's Cupcakes?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. There's also a place over there that sells these tiny little bundt cakes. They're the best thing.
Bundt cakes?
Goodness. Yeah, they're little bitty bundt cakes.
Huh.
So good.
And if you go north from here going to Starkville, well, you've got to stop in at the Mennonite Bakery there in, is it Crawford? Isn't that where that is? Right up there by where the road splits. It's not Crawford. It's the one.
No, it's
You know what I'm talking about.
We just went through there. I mean, yeah, I am at a loss for words sometimes. But anyway, I'll think of it in a minute.
Let me see. I was trying to pull it up on a map here. It's going to be right there.
Brooksville, yes. And I've gone in there and watched them make pies. Have you ever gone in there?
Years ago.
You need to stop in because you can watch them make the pie crust, like the dough, they put it through this machine and it's really neat to watch. I mean, they're like this little factory up in there.
It's really good food though.
Yeah.
And then the Back Porch Cafe is closed. You can't stop in Waholic, Mississippi anymore. What's the world coming to when you can't go there?
I know. Well, I thought the world come to an end years ago when the Chicken Shack closed down.
Mama Chick, how could you do that to us? And now she's escorting rigs. You need to get back into the chicken business and save the world.
That was the best chicken strips and stuff.
It was. It was known for miles and miles around.
It was.
Things that are missing. There's been so many things have changed. The Red Hot Truck Stop is gone. That was like a national landmark in Mississippi.
The sign's still there.
Yeah.
Though. I don't know that they'll get rid of the sign.
And then
I hope they don't.
Pop's Diner disappeared one day. Love that with that 57 Chevy sitting on the wall in there. That was a great place to eat.
Yeah, my daddy did that.
Did he? I did not know that.
My daddy did the car part that was sticking out the front, that was sticking out the wall. And I think he had the back or something at his place one time. Or maybe they put it, I don't know, but he did that.
Seemed like it was turquoise. Am I right?
I think it was red.
Was it red? It's been years.
Yeah, I think it was red, but yeah.
Wow. See, I learned something this morning. That looked good in your living room.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You would want that?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want it in my living room. That might look good in like a
just like up in the woods, my
man cave type atmosphere.
My granddaddy's 50 Cadillac is off in the woods, and it's just a rust bucket now. But that would be pretty cool to cut that front cap and have it on the wall.
Oh yeah, it really would.
And I've seen it where you were talking about.
You can put the lights in it too and make them work.
Where you can take the trunk off and then make a seat in a car to hang on the wall.
See, I love stuff like that. I wouldn't want it in my living room, but I would love to fix my shop up down there and do something like that. That would be neat. And I love like old signs, and, all that kind of stuff.
So if you've got one of those cars hanging on your wall, send us a picture of that. I'd like to see that. We got a few pictures yesterday from some American flags that I'll look up that are in yards.
I've seen truck beds made a bed into a truck bed. They put a mattress back there and put them in like kids' rooms and stuff. It's really neat. I know some people that have, I think their son has some stuff. I've seen pictures of it or something, but Really neat.
So if you've been creative, we'd like to hear from you to see what you've got there. Let's see here. A few folks stirring here. Eugene Alexander said it was world famous chicken shack.
Yes.
And it was. She even had, back in the day, like they had in Smokey and the Bandit, where you could call her on the CB and order your food, so it'd be waiting on you when you got there.
Well, that's neat. That's neat. I got some good, deer steak cooking tips from the guy that used to work in there one time.
Yeah.
He was always giving out information on how to cook this and that. So, yeah, he was telling us to soak it in, I think he said soak it in buttermilk.
So I didn't know that.
To get rid of the wild taste.
And, you just can't really find good tater logs like that anymore. Tater logs, if you're from another state watching this morning, there's tons of folks that watch from other states. But tater logs are like the thing in Mississippi. Alabama has a little small taste of it. I'm not sure outside of the deep South if it's as popular as it is here.
Yeah. I love potato logs.
So
Tater logs.
get you some. Ain't nothing like that batter on those.
That's right. They're good.
As we begin today, it's a lot going on. Don't forget there are several vacation Bible schools going on. If we haven't heard from you, we'd love to hear from you to promote yours as well. Let me see here. I think I've got one of the flyers here handy that this is starting the 5th. Today is the 3rd. Yeah, this is going to be starting very soon here. So we'll throw this up. This is the First Baptist Church in Marion. Theirs is kicking off on July 11th, which was a couple days ago. We'll run through the 15th.
Okay.
So that's still going on. And if you've got one, we want to hear from you there.
I want to say maybe this week is Liberty Baptist Church, too. And that's the one I was going to take Alden to. I mean, I missed a night, but...
Yeah, so check that out. But we'd love to hear from you on that. And let's talk about the forecast of what's going to happen. I'm doing my secret. Yeah, it's going to rain. Didn't take long to figure that one out. As we turn to our forecast this morning, here it is. 70% chance of showers today, most likely again in the afternoon. Tomorrow is your best chance of maybe not getting wet with a 30% chance showers in the afternoon. But look at our highs. We get into the 90s this week. Now, it's not going to go much more than that. And the week after that, they drop back into the 80s. So we're still really cool for this time. This is July.
Yeah, 90s and rain.
Yeah.
It's muggy.
So it's a lot cooler than it normally is. Plan your day around it. Not a great day to hang your clothes out on the clothesline if you still happen to do that thing.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I remember as a kid, I was running through a backyard and I hit a clothesline and it cut me. And I ain't never cared for clothesline since then.
We just used to use the post to shoot bottle rockets out of.
It would work.
Yeah, we'd stick them up in there and light them and then shoot them out in the pasture. But yeah, my mother yesterday came to the house and she said, as much land as y'all got, you need to put you a clothesline up. I said, I don't think so. I don't like the smell of
I don't like the feel of them.
Yeah, they're stiff as a board. And you know these little no-see-um bugs that get all over you when you go outside? Yeah, they're all over your sheets when you bring them in too.
But really, I really don't see clotheslines anymore. It's a rarity that I see somebody with the underwear hanging in the backyard anymore.
Yeah, I know.
You used to see everybody's drawers hanging, but now?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're a dying thing. I don't know.
It must be because it just ain't out there anymore.
Yeah.
But
Some
like
people
you
love
said,
it, though. Some people love that smell of line-dried sheets and line-dried towels. But I do remember my mother, when I was in high school, she used to hang a lot of stuff, not everything, but like towels and stuff. She'd hang them out on the line. And when I'd go to dry off with one of those things, it was like sandpaper.
Yeah. And your underwear, it took you about 45 minutes before you could bend over. It was rough.
You didn't need spray starch.
No, you did not. But things that go on there. Angela says she still uses a clothesline for her bedding.
Yeah, I don't know. I choose my dryer.
I'm with you on that. Now, my mama, if I'd let her, she'd do it every day. So that's a part of that. We want to say a few good mornings to some folks that are up in Adam today. Let's see here. Tiffany Crawford up. Miss Allen is up in Adam. Good morning to you, along Miss Ann Cook. How are you today?
And good morning to Benjamin Alton and Angela Dunnigan. Good morning. And she hopes everybody has a great day. We hope you do too.
Denise Burnside joins us. Morning to everyone. Bill is up today there from DeKalb, Mississippi. Mr. Reinhardt.
That's right. Joyce Godwin, good morning. And Larry Smith, good morning. And he is watching from Philadelphia, Mississippi.
That is just, and before long, we'll all be joining y'all for the big party that's coming to Philadelphia. Two of them, the Indian Fair, and then we'll follow it up with the gigantic Mississippi House Party as that comes about.
That's right.
Let's see. Donna Sue Pebbles is up, and also Miss LaWanda Grantham, who mentioned it was Brooksville to where you go get the Mennonite Bakery.
That's right. Galen Bradshaw says good morning, and Judy Ann Cook says howdy, folks.
Let's see. Linda Culpepper is up also. She's hoping everybody has a blessed day.
Janice Bounds, good morning to you. And Charlotte Edwards, good morning. And she says that she enjoys the show so much and the update on the weather and the news.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Let's see. And let's see. Miss Judy Ann Cook is here also. Thank you for watching that.
Roy T. Roy Ellis. Yeah. Okay, he's watching.
Well, thank you.
Where are you watching from? We'd like to know where y'all are watching from too. Somebody told us Philadelphia. We have watchers from everywhere.
Oh, yeah, it stretches from all areas of.
I mean, outside of the United States, we have people click on and tell us that they're watching.
And we're in the middle. I worked on this last night just so that you will know we're looking to expand all of this. This will be broadcast also as a podcast, a live video podcast, where it will reach even more portions of the world. I think I got all that worked out, and before long we'll be on Patreon also, to where. It's a sponsorship of the show, to where it's the behind the scenes things that goes on that we'll add a little bit there.
Right.
And if you've never heard of that, you can Google it and look and see what all of that is. But we're looking to expand all this, excited about it. And
we'll take topics sometimes and discuss them a little more in depth.
Yeah.
Like just that topic, So.
Because you get things that you don't have time for in the other areas, and it gives you a little bit more there. And of course, the great folks here at MeTV, we appreciate them as well, as this expands and reaches more and more people.
And we had a lady call the other day, Miss Mary.
Yes.
Left a great message. Scotty Ray shared it with me, and just so sweet. And she was telling, that we were her kind of folks, and that we thought like she thought, and that she really enjoyed the show. And so maybe one day we can get in touch with her and talk to her. So we appreciate you, Miss Mary. I know if you're watching.
So let us know where you're watching, all that good stuff. We do appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
It's hard to believe it's Tuesday. Boy, this week is getting by us as we head toward a Friday. And coming up, y'all have all heard of him. We'll go more into detail of this Joe the Exotic. He's looking for something, and it could be you maybe he's looking for. We'll tell you about that in just a moment coming up. Let's talk about Joe. There's a lot of things going on in Collinsville, Mississippi. The small town grocery store that has it all. And we're talking about the Piggly Wiggly there. From plate lunches to anything when you've got a cooking going on, they've got it. Grapes this week, $1.49 a pound, along with those on the ripe, I didn't spell that right.
On the vine?
Yeah. Yeah, how'd I do that?
Red ripe tomatoes.
Check them out, $1.59 a pound. Along with Idaho potatoes, $3.99 a bag. That Heinz ketchup, $2.99. And if you're looking for, let's see here, and I put that in, didn't put it in order, spare ribs, they've got plenty of those, chicken quarters, and also all of this that you're dealing with here with Coca-Cola products and water. Great pricing on this if you hadn't done it.
So if you're going to have a barbecue or you're going to have a get-together, the Pig is where you need to go.
Check them out.
Check them out. That's right.
Go to that red light and hang a left. I guess you don't really call that a red light, do you?
Well, it's a blinking, it is. It's a four-way stop.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Front row. Collinsville, Mississippi. See Joe and his friendly staff at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville.
My family is the most important thing in my life. I don't have a high-paying job, and I'm proud that I always put raising my kids above everything else. But when I got into a serious car accident, I needed money. The surgeries cost more than I make in a year, so I called Richard Schwartz. He got me the money I deserved. I'm Darrell from Jackson, Mississippi, saying thank you, Richard.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Good morning, and we're so glad y'all are with us this morning. We have a new watcher this morning that we've got on the comments. It's Charlie Paget. He said that he is a first-time watcher, and he's in Kemper County, so we want to say good morning to you, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you.
We're glad to have you, and, we try to give the news and the weather, and we just, do a little bit of everything. I think we cut up.
Oh, yeah. Everything that's affected you nationwide, we try to bring to you. Because if it's not at our doorstep, it will be before long.
Right. That's right. And we give our opinions. And, if you want to give us your opinion, you're welcome to in the comments. So
you had someone ask something else?
Oh, yeah. Somebody, it's a Twitch watcher, Hello World, wants to know where we're based out of. And we're based out of Meridian, Mississippi.
salute. I'm not sure what the population is because if I want to say I glanced at that, and population has gone down because everybody moved to the county instead of the city. I think we lost about 8,000 people from 10 years.
Just in the city
limits. They moved to the county. They didn't run off out of the state, but a little bit of a change there.
They're here, just kind of moved around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Texas, I want to bring this up this morning because this is a pretty big deal. The governor of Texas has spoken his piece, and he says as soon as their feet touch Texas soil, they're going to be arrested. And this, have y'all seen that picture? And I don't think I've got the picture of the Democrats on the plane. I don't. But the lawmakers, the Democrats, jumped on a plane and went to Washington to avoid voting on the voter ID there in Texas so that they wouldn't have to be cast their ballot. And he goes, it was wrong what you done. When you fly back in and you touch Texas soil, you're going to be arrested. So he speaks big and he's swinging a big stick.
So are they, I mean, who are they? I mean,
they were House Democrats.
Okay, so they were
lawmakers.
Right.
And instead of voting.
I'm thinking, that kind of leaves it wide open to just like citizens. And
no, it was the lawmakers there in Texas, and they boarded a plane without masks. They got pictures of it and a case of Miller Lite and flew to Washington to avoid the vote in the House. And he says, you come on back. As soon as you land, we're arresting you for doing that. It's a criminal offense.
Well, they should be released from their position in office also.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But he said, we're getting back to business. You're going to be arrested, and then we're voting. Right. And he goes, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. We're going to do this.
See, it's just such crookedness. I mean, really, it's just crookedness all the way around in all this.
I don't understand, and you and I touched a little bit on this of what we're saying behind the scenes that we talked about on Patreon of voter ID. What's wrong with asking for identification no matter where you go in this world? If you go check out a library to get a card, you got to show your identification. If you set up your power bill, you give them your ID.
I mean, it's just it's just stepping on their toes, really. I mean, it's just it's because they're not going to be able to do what they want to do.
Yeah, twist the truth, so to speak.
Right. I mean, it leaves less area for fraud, but
correct.
more area for you to be able to vote legally. So, I mean, why wouldn't you want that? Because, I mean, obviously why.
Yeah. Could turn into some folks voting that don't need to be voting.
Because, I mean, there's a lot more people that have the ability to go and present an ID than what they let on. Right. I mean, it's like I heard this morning, or maybe it was last night. I can't remember. My days run together sometimes. But, somebody was saying, where are these people at that are complaining that they don't have an ID? You hear from no one. All you hear from is the higher ups who are trying to get this mess passed, And it's like I said yesterday, I feel like it's mainly for the people that they've let into the United States. I think that's who they're worried about being able to present an ID because obviously they don't probably have one.
And, and the real truth about this is, in reality, across America, there really is not the division that the media has put out there. We really get along a lot better than they let on. It's just the media gets on television and they beat it to try to separate us.
Yeah, I'm just so tired of all of it. I'm tired of the critical race theory mess. And, people can talk till they're blue in the face saying that they're not teaching this to these children, but they are planting the seed in these children's head that a certain race is more privileged than you are, and you're not going to be able to get or do what you want to do because of that. And I just think that's crazy. I think it's an insane idea that everybody in this country cannot be or do what they want to do,
Correct.
Be what they want to be. I mean, everybody has the ability. You just got to have the get up and go to do it. And I know a lot of people are in situations to where it's probably harder for them to get out of it. But there's people all over this country willing to help you.
It is.
I mean, there's help in all different areas. And so I don't believe in the people being oppressed like they're trying to let on like people are. And I think it's a slap in the face to a lot of people who have worked hard all their lives and taught their children that you work hard and you can be what you want to be and do what you want to do. I think it's just a slap in the face to them, So.
And a lot of people agree with it. The comments are just pouring in on this as we glance over here at the screen. The people agree the division isn't there.
That's
and we appreciate that.
But, I guess it does. People think you are stepping on their toes, but, that's okay. You walk on the bottoms, we'll walk on the top.
There you go. We had a question here, Charlie, and she's a lady. Miss Charlie Paget says that she has her 3-year-old
Okay, I'm
grandson
sorry.
visiting, and she would like to know what to go do besides the Children's Museum and the Carousel. What else could she take them to go do in the area there?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think where there's parks.
Yeah, there is a Planet Playground. I guess that's what it's still called, that they redone.
I thought they put a Burger King in there.
No, it's out here. No, there was a place called The Park on North Hill Street. They did tear that down, and it is now a Burger King. But out on Highway 39 North,
Right.
I guess, right out by the Northeast
Where Winn-Dixie
baseball
used to
field
be.
complex. No, it's on past the Barham family funeral home. It's
Okay.
back kind of behind there on that road. But there is a playground that they've just newly remodeled and
The
redone.
soccer complex.
And it's really nice. It's really nice. You could try that. It's Planet Playground.
I thought you were trying to. I didn't know that was the name of that. I thought it was just soccer complex. I thought you were describing the place that went in the old Winn-Dixie building that's got the bowling and all
Oh,
of that.
no. That is another thing, though. We went there for a birthday party. There's a bowling alley. It's right off of Highway 39. It's out
I don't know what the name of it is, but
where the Coca-Cola plant is
Right.
in Meridian. Right down from there, there's a shopping center, and it's got oh my goodness.
that's a
there's
dirt bobber on live television. Never had that happen before.
Yeah, I hope it don't get on the camera. As long
He's
as
up
it
there
is
by
Jamie,
it.
I'm okay. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Whew.
There you go.
But anyway, there's a bowling alley in there, and there's also a jump park where it's got all these trampolines in there,
Yeah.
and you can take them in there and jump. I think there's a foam pit. It's really neat, and there's also video games in there. So
Also, Charlene Gaddy said there's a splash pad at Clarko State Park that's nice to take your kids to.
yes,
Yeah, so Kemper Lake, that was thrown up there. Rebound is the name of it there.
Yes.
That's what we just got there. So, yeah,
It
appreciate
is.
all of that.
But the Planet Playground, if you do go there, is if it's a hot day, is not much shade. So they do have a pavilion that you can get under. But as far as being out there with the children, I'm sorry, there's a dirt diver in here. He's gotten in. I don't know how, but
He's up on the camera lights now.
yeah. Anyway, take you a lot of water
Yeah.
and take you breaks every now and then. But it's fun for the kids. They love it. And a lot of times they have like a take a towel with you, because I didn't know they have this like little water like sprinkler thing that they can get under if they're hot. So yeah, take a
Right.
towel.
Miss Gail Gafford is giving advice instead of opening up another chicken shack. I don't know what's going on with this, but she's saying call your congressman if you got an issue, let them know how you feel. And I agree with that. If you don't tell them, they don't know how to vote. Sometimes they're
right.
going to vote the way they want to anyway, but voice
Yeah.
your opinion to your congressman.
Right.
That's how it starts. Now, I want to bring this up before we get into some of our regular stuff. I've been telling you for weeks here what I suspected.
What?
And Sean Hannity released this last night. Paris, the 24 Olympics is coming up. The committee, and this ought to infuriate, if you're an American, this should make you mad beyond any and all. They are proposing changing the flag for the 24 Olympics, and they've already done this. As you go to this, let me see if there's a picture. Here it is right here. This is from Daily Mail, what Sean Hannity had on television last night. That is what they're wanting to change the flag from the 50 stars to 5, and then they've deleted the red, white, and blue and made it that. That's what they want to change the American flag to for the Olympics. Now, is that right?
Why are they putting 5 stars?
I don't know the meaning behind it. There's a reason.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's meaning behind everything on it.
But what right does the Olympic Committee have the right to change the American flag to suit their? But y'all, I've said it. That is what is coming up. They want to change the stars and stripes to something else, and this is the beginning of it. The first taste. Will they get away with it? Maybe, maybe not. But there's going to be a second time this comes up, and more until they finally make it to where people, oh, okay, well that's all right.
You know, like if I just wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't go to it if you don't agree with stuff like this, because and if you're a competitor within the Olympics, and you don't agree with stuff like this, I know that it would be the hardest thing probably for people to do. And
Because you
stand up
train all
and
your life to do it.
stand up and go, you know what, I'm not doing it. You know, I know that would be probably the hardest thing, but you know.
But we've got people in the
gotta
Olympics
stand
that
up.
represent our country turning their back on the flag, who disrespect it. It's so hard to believe this is America. And then you look at everything that's going on in Cuba right now, who want freedom. They're fighting in the streets for the freedoms that we have. And you got Uncle Joe trying to give them advice when he can't even control his own country with things. It bothers me.
Yeah, last night, I think I was watching something on Fox, and they were talking about that people, the Cubans that were yelling, was it the Cubans?
Yeah.
Okay. They were yelling freedom in the streets, and that was considered like something bad that they were yelling.
Yeah.
And they were like arresting people. And I heard a guy talking yesterday, and he was like, they're not just arresting people in their homes. They're pulling them out and beating them and then throwing them in jail. They're not just going and pulling them out and going and throwing them in jail. They're beating them.
Yeah.
So it's horrible. It is horrible. And, you know,
we live in the greatest country that is on the face of God's green earth right now.
and
We
it is
really,
so taken
truly-
for granted. It's so taken for granted.
People don't realize the men, the women, the patriots that came before them that paved the way for you to complain in the street and have a demonstration that gets out of hand.
Right. That are daily in the military supporting this country and fighting for our country. We have people all over the place, all these military people in every branch of the military out there fighting so that we can hold that flag up and we can still have our freedom. And, you know, it's just so disrespectful. And it's just, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it really turns my stomach,
You know,
how people are doing.
When this country started out, those people that signed the Declaration of Independence, when you dig into all it, they were wealthy people. Almost every one of them lost everything they have. Either were killed, burned. They lost
Right.
everything they had. Then you go to General Washington, Valley Forge. People don't understand what those guys that were fighting for our country, which was just very few at the time, of what they went through. They froze to death. They walked without shoes. They went without food to fight for our country to become what it is. And now we have people disrespecting it and wanting to take down George Washington because they consider him a racist now. George was a good fella. He was a great leader. If we'd have had somebody else as that first president, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't.
And the people who are doing this kind of mess, these are people who are just out there being activists.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just wanting to be activists, wanting to let their presence be known and look what we can do and all this stomping their little feet like little temper tantrums like little titty babies. I'm sorry. That's just how I look at them.
Yeah.
And, you know, not one of them would probably put on a uniform and go represent this country and try to fight for their freedom that they have every day when they wake up and take a breath and get to go out and go shop or go do whatever they want to do. That is freedoms that a lot of people don't have in all these other countries.
That's right.
And they take it for granted every single day. And, you know, if you think that you're for a good cause when you're going for stuff like this, just think again, because all these, like I said before, all these people who are trying to push this agenda and are trying to get all this stuff passed and they're acting like they're for you. They're not for you. They're for them.
Yeah.
They're for
making
them.
money
They're
some
lining
kind of
their
way.
pockets and it's all political gain in their, you know, for them.
Yeah.
And they could care less about you. When it comes down to it, they'll cut your throat just like they would anybody else.
That's true.
I mean, and I say that, you know.
And a gesture.
Right. I mean, it's just ridiculous how they have been able to pull people in and brainwash them into thinking that, oh yeah, we're for you, and you know you're so oppressed, and we're going to help you out. They're not going to help you out.
No.
In the end, you're going to be just like everybody else, waiting on help, because it's going to get bad, and it's going to get you know, it's just going to get worse if people don't stand up and fight for our freedom.
Right.
So I don't know.
Let's see here. Margot Summerall. She had a comment there, right there. If you can go up and grab her.
Yeah, she says, good morning, y'all, from the Summeralls. They got a house full and that they have 3 of their grands here this week watching too. Gracie, that's 13, Britt, that's 10, and Shaylin is 9. And she said that they love watching us too, and we're so glad that y'all are watching. It's from Matherville. The population is less than 50.
Salute.
So, yeah. Then it says, thank y'all for a great show, and y'all always keep it real. And they're a proud military mom. You know, she's a proud military mom. And I am too. My son's in basic training right now. So, I just appreciate the military in all branches.
I think I'll get my flag up this afternoon. I think I got all the parts and pieces, and it's going to go up about dark 30 this afternoon. I should be able to get her up in the air.
I had to take a picture or a video. Of
Yeah.
it open. Yeah. Lee Anderson said the Democrats in Washington want to change everything. And yeah.
It does look that way.
Yes. Yes.
Or are y'all on every day? Charlie says, yes, Monday through Friday. We're here on at 8 a.m. and then I do weather at 6:30. But this show is on Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. every day.
Yes.
So, except when you can't. You got a vacation coming up before long.
Yes. Well, it's kind of like a vacation. Yeah. We're going to
Graduation.
Texas. Yeah, Texas for my son's graduation. And then we're going to go on from there because we'll only get to spend one day with him. And he'll have to leave the next day going on to his tech school. And so then we're going to go to New Mexico to see my stepson.
Who's also in the military.
Yeah. Well, he just got out of the military, but his girlfriend's still in the military. And, so anyway. But he does work on the military base over there.
Yeah. So that's good news.
That's
so
right. But we're going to visit.
So, Jan, I got to call you if you're watching.
Yes, Jan. Yeah, I think Scotty Ray. I don't know if he's found.
Well, I meant to, I had an issue last night.
He will, though.
I was going to work on that, and I had an issue and had to work on that. And you know how time just gets away from you.
That's right.
Let's look at a few things that happened on this date in history. This is interesting. I don't know if you remember that, but Hollywood used to be Hollywoodland. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
The original sign, and this is how it looked, if you go back, right there, Hollywoodland, and then they updated it and they left off land. And it just, the iconic sign remained Hollywood. That was put together in 1923.
All right.
It fell apart there in 49 was when that disappeared.
I never knew that, though. I've never heard that. It's neat. I like Hollywood better than Hollywoodland.
Yeah, it doesn't. Now that you see it, it doesn't even make sense to have that other. But you would be shocked how many people have either tried to climb that and commit suicide. It's just they have to guard all that.
Goodness.
People, I'm telling you. On this date, did you ever watch Star Trek?
Some, yeah.
It was not my show. As a kid, I was more into the Dukes of Hazzard, and I didn't watch the sci-fi stuff.
I wasn't a Trekkie.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
Trekkie.
But this guy, Patrick Stewart, was born on this date. Wasn't he the captain of the ship? Maybe?
I don't think he was the captain.
Okay. Captain Picard.
Kirk was Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he come after Kirk, which was...
Oh, well, maybe he was. I don't
Captain
know.
Picard, it says there.
Okay.
So he was.
Maybe
yeah,
he
he
was.
took...
Okay.
What's the guy's name that signs autographs and real rude?
He's rude?
Yeah, the guy that you just mentioned that used to be...
Oh, the one that talks like this.
Yeah, what's his name? He does all the commercials.
What is his name? Yeah, we're lost for words when you pop something on me. If I have to, William Shatner.
William Shatner. He's a very rude person in real life.
I did not realize that.
They won't sign autographs, don't want to be bothered with people. I don't know how people still are fans of his because he's so rude.
Goodness.
It's like bumping into Sammy
why do you do
Kershaw
that?
somewhere.
Why do you do that?
Why?
You got to be nice. Even if you don't want to be nice, I mean, you should be nice.
That's
to
right.
people. Goodness.
Usually those that are that way don't make it very far. But somehow, I guess it was just the cult following of that show that people ate up.
Oh, yeah. But I think they have like big
Oh, yeah.
convention type things that people dress like them and stuff. You know, they really do. People get into it.
The only thing that I watched that I thought was pretty good was that movie that Chris Pratt was in, Guardians of the Galaxy. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Now,
I enjoyed that.
I like stuff kind of like that. But sci-fi is just not my big thing. You know, I don't like watching that.
And
I've said it a bunch.
I'm still not convinced there's aliens. I ain't going there. I don't believe it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna rule it out, but I hope I don't ever see one. That's all. I hope we don't have them walking around. Just don't know.
Little green men. Also, this guy I really like. There's very few actors in life that I go, yeah, he's my kind of guy. But this old boy, he's pretty good. Harrison Ford was born in 1942 on this date. I liked him.
Now, I did like the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
I liked the action movies too. You know, those were always good and kind of had a little comical touch to it here and there. You know.
He was also had the Patriot movie, if I remember right. That was a really good one. There's just countless movies that he's been in that he always delivers as a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Very few actors accomplish that. Barbara Mandrell has a sister. You remember that?
I do.
Louise has a birthday, and I spelled her name wrong that I just now see.
I'm bringing the spelling book that I found for Scotty Ray.
Well, the keys stick sometime, and I don't go back and proofread.
I'm picking.
Whoops. But Louise is having a birthday today. She was born in 1950. She was a pretty girl. All three of those.
Yeah, they were all real pretty. All of them. And they all had that same look.
Yeah.
You know?
Could play instruments like nobody's business.
I grew up watching them. I loved watching them.
A great variety show. And we don't really have a variety show like that anymore, do you?
There's not much wholesome things on TV anymore to watch.
Sonny and Cher went away.
Not
I Got You,
at all.
Babe.
Right. Yeah.
Boy, what an odd one. But yeah.
That was an odd couple.
And then, you had the Johnny Cash show back in the day, the Glenn Campbell show.
Dolly.
Yeah.
She come down on her little swing.
Yeah, on that butterfly thing. But I can't think of a single show that's like that because you get these lip sync shows now.
I know, yeah.
And you've got American Idol and things of that nature, but you don't, and The Voice, but you don't have.
I don't much get into those lip sync shows though. Like, what do you? I mean,
Yeah, I see your point on that.
I just don't. I don't care for that. I mean, get up there and really sing.
And then there's that show to where they dress up a star in a costume, and you have to guess who the star is.
That's crazy too to me.
So
didn't Clint Black and his wife do that?
I think so.
Yeah, they did that. That's just odd to me.
That's called I'm trying to get my name back out in the public.
Yeah, that would be kind of a grasping at straws move.
Yeah, whatever you got to do there is what that's called.
Right. Yeah.
She just seems like she'd be a great lifetime person there. Let's see. Also on this date, 1960, JFK got the Democrat nomination for president. It's boy. Then we all know how that turned out there. I'll leave that alone there. 1974, guess what the number one song in America was?
What?
If You Love Me, Let Me Know. Olivia Newton-John.
Let me go.
Yeah.
That's right.
But she looks a little bit different than she did back then. And way different than she did in Greece.
Now, how old would she be? I wonder.
Ooh. In her 70s?
Probably so, I guess.
I would think so.
I still think she's a pretty lady, though.
She is.
She's always just been real classy,
What was some more of those songs that she had several songs in the 70s that
Physical. Remember when
I Wanna
she was
Get
like,
Physical.
Yeah, she was like looking like she was doing aerobics.
I cannot.
Just all kind of a lot of love songs, that she did.
Yeah.
I can't
And
off the top of my head think of them, but anyway.
Yeah, it'll come to me later what some of those. If you love me, let me know. Anyway, let's see here. What else? This was, you ever seen those shows on there, The Men That Built America? You ever stopped and watched any of that?
I have glanced through it, but it doesn't, I don't know. It kind of bores me a little bit.
The History Channel.
Yeah.
And it was 1978. This was a big, and look, another misspelled word before I throw this up. 1978, there was a little tiff going on in the company. Lee Iacocca ran the company. Junior, who was a Ford guy, he got really mad over this picture because he didn't want anybody taking credit for Ford but him. Lee Iacocca was fired on this date in 1978. Ford fired him. And he appeared on the front of a cover magazine, and they got mad about that because he was not a Ford. They wanted somebody from the family in it. And so what did they do when they fired him? He ran on over to Chrysler, who was in bankruptcy, and turned the company around and made them millions.
Oh, goodness.
So Lee Iacocca, was the one who designed the Mustang.
That Mustang in this photo, is that like a 67?
64-ish is what I would call that.
We had one that looked a lot like that. It was my brother's. They bought it because he was born in 67, and so for graduation, they bought him a 67 Mustang. But it was like guacamole green. It was that color,
Right, yeah.
That they've come out with again on a lot of the Mustang, or a lot of the, Ford vehicles. But it was neat.
We're getting a lot of comments on Olivia Newton-John. We got Xanadu by Galen Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah, Xanadu. That was a big one.
And we've got two ages. Melissa says she's 72, and Lee Anderson says 74.
Okay.
So she's one of the two. And then her other big song there, which was that I guess you call it.
I Honestly Love You.
Love song there.
Yes. That was good. Yes. That was a good song. Let's see. I don't know. We've got some other comments up there I think we've missed.
1948.
Okay. So then she is 73. Because my mother was born.
That's three different ages.
My mother was born in 47. She's 74. So isn't that right?
Yeah.
She'd be 73.
I'm horrible at arithmetic without a calculator.
No, wait a minute.
Hang on.
That is right. 73.
Okay, look, we're gonna do this the right way here, since we're live and we need to have the truth here. All right,
I
this is
just pulled a little thing off my
2021. What year was she born? 1948.
Yes.
Calculator says Candace is
73.
right.
Yeah.
So you go ahead.
My mother's 74. She was born in 47, so that's how I know that.
Keeping up with it, just sharp as a tack over here.
Yeah.
I can't pull nothing over on you,
That's
Cal.
a rare moment. Y'all better embrace it.
1990, this came along, and I think most of Americans, I'm going out on a limb here, and I don't know this. I'm going to say Candace actually saw this movie. I feel like she has.
I did.
It's a miracle. She saw something I have.
I did see it. If anybody don't remember the scene where they're doing the pottery, that's been a scene that's been remade and made fun of so many times. Yes, so many times. But yeah, I do remember that.
He was shirtless up in that picture, as a matter of fact.
He's so ugly.
Just didn't do anything for you, huh?
I'm picking.
Patrick Swayze was just an all-around good guy.
Yeah.
Worked right up until the end of his life when cancer took him. And that was when I almost liked Whoopi Goldberg.
Really?
I mean, she played that part so good.
Yeah. She was a stand-up comedian when she first came out, and a dirty, dirty-mouthed stand-up comedian. I'm talking about some rank stuff that she talked about. And so I watched one or two of her little things back when I was younger that I probably shouldn't have been watching at the
Shame
time.
on
I
you.
probably snuck around and watched it. But anyway, and then she began to be in movies, and then I thought, well, she's really not that bad, and she's good in these movies. She really was a good actress.
Sister Act was good.
Really a good actress. And then reality sets in when you see how people really are in real
On The
life.
View.
And yeah.
And you go.
And they just have different views, obviously, hence the name of the show, The View. But most of them are in the left direction, you know. But, she is a good actress, but.
Margot said that her favorite show was Dirty Dancing with him in it. And that was
was a good one,
He
too.
really had, North and South. If you remember back, Patrick Swayze starred in that. Red Dawn. He's one of those that had so many of those movies that stood apart from everybody else.
Right. I know News Restaurant has a picture. I think he ate in News Restaurant. Maybe he came in here. He had a, did he not have kept his horses at a horse farm?
He bought some horses here.
Okay, it was something. I couldn't remember.
And
Somebody
I
was telling
forget
me the
whose horse
story.
farm it was, but I've seen those pictures.
Yeah. But yeah, they said he's a really great guy too,
Forgot about this one. Lee Anderson talked about the other song that came out of the movie Grease that Olivia Newton-John did, Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Yes.
She seemed so innocent back then. She did. 1991, what was number one on the radio? Well, it was this one. Alan Jackson and Don't Rock the Jukebox.
I have sang this song many times.
You can't help but sing along with it in your car.
I know. When it comes on, you just got to sing it. Just got to go.
But 1991, can you remember that?
Yes, I can. That was the year before I graduated high school.
Wow. It ended up being the song of the year in 1992 when it peaked out. That was a great song. This was the first time that you saw this, 2013, that it made a headline. I don't remember it, but they say this is when it happened in history. The first time that you saw the slogan, Black Lives Matter, the hashtag, it came out on this date back in 13. So a few things that went on this date here. What is this? July the 13th, almost halfway through the month.
I know it. I mean, it's just slow down time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy how fast it flies.
Says Ray said, Streetback said that he owned horses that were trained by a couple in Newton.
Okay.
How cool is that? And to have trained, you'd have to be pretty close to him to train his horses, I would think. I'm sure that they have some great stories to tell about him.
Yes.
The Arabian Horse Farm. See, look at there. That and I'm sure a lot of people know them from the Newton area there.
Yes.
Mary Chisholm said she loved Drive by Alan Jackson. That was a good one.
That was a good one when he taught the kids to drive.
Because I don't care who you are, you can remember the very first time you ever got behind a wheel to hold that steering wheel to move forward.
Before we had to wear seat belts and
Yeah, there was no such thing back in the day.
my granddaddy would let me sit in his lap and drive, like on his leg over here, and I'd drive, And I mean, it was just crazy. We, put you out in a field though with a car or something, and
you can't hit nothing.
hit anything. Yeah, that's how I learned to drive a zero turn lawnmower.
Oh, is that how?
I had to get out in the middle of a field. So, ladies, if you ever have a zero turn lawnmower, you don't know how to drive it, and you're scared you're going to tear something up, just get out in the middle of the
And if you've ever noticed the stickers on the side of Candace's, his Chet's Paint and Body, it's all over. He's a sponsor.
I really should be the poster person for them. Yeah, I'm taking out a few blue garbage cans on the side of the road with my rear view or my side mirror.
Just kind of happens, doesn't it?
It just does. I think they got legs. They just jump out in front of me.
Let's talk about our friends at Master Flow Plumbing. If you need something done with plumbing, they're the folks to talk to. Galen and his team, they're professionals. They help you out. Well, if you've got an issue underneath your home, and they work from anywhere from Hattiesburg all the way to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. They can do anything to help you in the world there. Call them at 228-870-0471. If you've got problems underneath it, maybe your sewer line is backed up. It won't work right. They can come work on that, replace it if necessary. If it's damaged beyond, some of these happen because trucks run across them in the yard, damage them, too heavier vehicles, or maybe a tree root grows through it like you've had it happen here on water lines over the course of years. It does happen. This is underneath a home that's had that issue of the old steel pipes. Now, there's plenty of homes that still got this, and they rust out. You see it laying there, and you have to go in and replace it with the PVC pipe. They'll crawl under it and do it. This causes slab leaks. It's not uncommon. This does happen. They'll reroute it, get it going for you there. As simple as getting a faucet redone. And here's something new. Home of the 90-day, $90 guarantee. And what that is, they've dropped the price on cleaning your pipes. They're going to guarantee it now for 90 days, $90 charge to clean it out, and they're not going to charge you one single thing extra to come do it. So we're saving already more and more money. $90. Yes. Again, that's a big one there.
That is.
Home with a $90 90-day guarantee. Check them out there. If you need your pipes cleaned out, and taking care of all of your water heaters, and maybe you need a toilet fixed, or if you're in the market to have some tile done. They've redone this bathroom, showers. Look at this. They're great. See them in Master Flow Plumbing. They'll help you in any way they can. 36 years of experience there.
That's right.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Why do bikers hire us after their accident?
He was from Mississippi, so why not get my homeboy a shot to help me? They talked to me like they were my friend, like he already knew me. Anything I asked for, they were there.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we head toward 9 o'clock this morning. And you've somebody told us the name?
Thomas Barnett said that it's called Hidden Springs Horse Farm in Newton, that they trained and boarded some of Patrick Swayze's horses.
So the great people. That is good.
Yes.
Marion, really, this area of Mississippi has so many ties to famous folks outside of the state.
I know. Don't y'all love doing the comment thing? I love it because, like, when we get stunted on a question or something and we can't figure out the answer, y'all just always know the answer.
And it doesn't take a whole lot to stump us if y'all notice.
I know.
It's like,
sometimes, yeah. Like when Scotty Ray throws something on me, like when I'm not expecting it. I know that's rare.
Yeah, rarely ever happens.
But yeah, y'all can always help me out. Thank you.
But I have those moments too where it's just right on the tip of your tongue, and for the life of you, you can't think of it. It does happen.
I know. It's like my brain does not connect.
I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and try to say the name.
Okay.
If you're going to Texas and you go through Baton Rouge and you cross, you get on the other side, the bridge that goes forever, that's 20, 30 miles. And I want to say it's called the Appalachia Bridge. Did I say that right?
I'm going to trust you and say yes.
I'm close on that. Appalachia, I'm going to shut up. Traffic was stopped this week, and a Louisiana man has caused all kinds of problems with this.
I heard about this.
Yeah, let's look at this. To Daily Mail we go here.
World.
All right, look at this.
What's he doing?
Here he is right here. It's fixing to come back up.
Goodness gracious.
And he jumps 100 feet off the bridge. Now, who's
videoing? Because this looked like it was kind of planned to me.
It's all of them standing around. Yeah, they had to know that he was going to do it.
Yeah.
And he jumps and he thinks he's going to swim back to the shore. Well, guess what? It didn't happen.
Right. They said that the waters, like the current in the water took him, and it took him, I think they said 3 hours to get back. So don't you know these people who were stopped in traffic were real aggravated with him after,
alligator infested waters on top of it.
I mean, how crazy.
He was cuffed and stuffed as soon as he was saved. And he's got problems today. And he says if he had to do it over, he would not do that because he got bored. Well, I mean, number one, if I jumped 100 feet into the water, I'd have some broken stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, that. And then, I mean, taking a chance on getting eaten by an alligator or losing an arm or a leg or something like that. Yeah. Common sense just flew right out the window on that one.
He says he realizes he's lucky to be alive there. And, here's the picture. Let's look at this as he's jumping over. I mean, every day you see a fool, here he is right here. Right there. And you've been
right
down
about
this.
There is when he should have made the decision. This probably is not such a good idea. Before his legs kind of flew over the
Look at
edge.
that. There's no way that I would have done that. But that's what happened there. And that was down in Louisiana, as they say. And if I said that name, all right, there's the proper way to say it.
Appalachia.
Appalachia. I still can't say it right. You do it.
Appalachia.
Okay.
Appalachia.
What she said. I am not good at the Cajun language. I try very hard. I can say, is it Bordeaux now?
Yeah.
Bordeaux.
Like
Everything's got an X in it.
The X is usually silent. Usually, I think. Yeah. But I love listen to like a Louisiana accent or Cajun, accent. I love listening to it. We went to a hair show one time down in New Orleans, and we went to a restaurant, and the lady come over to us, and I mean I can't even hardly even attempt to even like talk like that.
Right.
But it was kind of like. It's kind of like a New York and Southern mixed,
It is mixed.
Accent. Like, can I take your order?
I was passing through, and and I'll tell you something about that. I was passing through New Orleans, going to Texas on a job, and I was flipping through radio stations, and I come across a local ball game, and I swear to you, I promise y'all, I couldn't understand a word they were saying.
Yeah,
it was deep Cajun, and when they would get excited describing the play, I was like, "Do what?" I honestly could not understand. I'm not running them down. I couldn't understand it.
I love it though. I love listening to them talk. So I love the food too. Love Cajun.
And of course, my first dealings with anybody that was Cajun was Mama Chick. And they came to town. And I had this dream the other night, and I meant to talk about this. Her daughter, Lisa, I don't know where dreams come from, but Lisa Briggs, I dreamed about you the other night. And let me just tell you, you interpret this dream. Okay. But I was in a class with John Denver. I don't know what me and John were doing in the class, but John Denver was alive.
You wasn't flying with him.
No, but he was alive and well. And I remember sitting in the class, and Lisa wanted to go have dinner with John Denver for some reason. And I talked John Denver into taking her to go eat. And that's how the dream ended, was Lisa Briggs going to eat with John Denver. And so now I've said my dream. Is that supposed to come true?
Was that right before John flew out of the airport? Goodness.
It's weird how you have a dream with no explanation of where it come from.
Yeah, it is. I have crazy dreams, though. I can remember them for like about 30 or 45 minutes after I wake up. And then after that, it's just I can't even remember. But I have vivid dreams, but they're crazy, like off the wall, kind of like, it's almost like a movie. I'm like, warned. I get through where when I wake up, it's crazy.
That's the biggest dream that I can remember in the last year that I've had.
Yeah.
So John Denver was up, and so was Lisa Briggs. Don't be telling Angie I was dreaming about Lisa.
I have dreams about people who have passed away, like that they're speaking to me after they passed away,
giving you advice.
That's kind of odd to me, and I feel kind of like it's maybe
your door to the other side.
I don't know, but it's really odd. It's an odd thing, and it's kind of always. In a way, it's like kind of eased my mind about things.
Put you at peace.
It does. It puts you at peace because it's like, I'm fine. I'm okay. And they're telling me that. In the after, it's odd, but I do have dreams like that.
It does happen there. Yeah. Let's take a minute and talk about Snowden and Company Real Estate. You'll find them right here in Meridian, 601-453. If you're getting ready to sell your home, talk to them first. Let the professionals. And tomorrow we'll look at some more of the pictures that they've got it for sale. But if you're looking for a home, they've got it. And if you're getting ready to sell your home, talk to them before you do that, because right now inventory is low, and they are the pros that can get you the most for your home and get it sold and handle every bit of the paperwork for you there.
Right.
Many folks have used them. They've been in business for a little over 3 years. She's been in business doing this for a lot longer, but been in her own company for 3 years now. They'll fix you up with skilled negotiations, precise attention to all the details, so you won't have a surprise at the last moment of the last hour of getting ready to sell something. They take care of Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, and Clark counties, any of these places, with the very best attention to detail there.
That's right.
This is a home. They've got it for sale, lakefront. If you're looking for it, see them. Now, they're going to be open Monday through Friday. You can set up an appointment for a Saturday visit, or you can. They're going to be closed on Sunday, but they can help you out on the weekends. See them. And of course, this is Amanda. You can call her at 453-3937. If you need a home, talk to them, or you want to sell yours.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Why do bikers hire us after their accident?
I knew Richard Schwartz was local, and I knew he knew that rural area. When I really needed help, he got me back on my feet. Richard Schwartz knows the roads, he knows the people, and he fights for bikers.
I wanted to ask you, what is the most that you would pay for a new vehicle? Something that you really, really wanted. What is the most that you'd spend on a car that just isn't outrageous?
$30,000 hurt my heart.
Okay.
And it wasn't new. It wasn't brand new. It was, so yeah, that kind of made me nauseated.
Let me show you this picture, and if you think it looks good, there's a lot of folks that love pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new design that is coming out. This is the Shelby F-150. What do you think about that?
It's different. It's neat looking, you know.
775 horsepower. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, this is Shelby. They take a F-150 and then they upgrade them to make them a Shelby. Mm-hmm. But you take a wild guess what this pick-em-up truck costs. Let me show you the picture one more time for you guess.
Okay.
Here it is, right there. And as we go down through here, doesn't the back look good?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say $80,000.
You're not close yet.
Like higher?
Yes.
110.
Yep, you hit it. $110,000 for a pickup
I need
truck.
to be on the Price is Right, y'all.
Now, you done good on that. 110 grand for one of these.
Yeah, that would not be in my price range at all.
And it goes up, the higher you get into the extra additives on that. But where is the stopping point on vehicles?
I don't know. My grandmother always said you got more money than you got sense. And you pay that much for something. I'm sorry, but I don't know. That's just a whole lot of money. I mean, if people want to pay it, that's fine.
You can get the itty bitty engine for 100, but if you want to get the 775, you got to pay that 108, 110 grand. That blows me away that a vehicle could even cost that.
So now, okay, I know a while back they were talking, and maybe I just missed it if you said it. I don't know. But are they electric in any kind of way?
No, this is...
Because, they are coming out with an electric F-150 is what I did read somewhere, and that was going to be really expensive.
Well, we had somebody give us a note there from Australia. That's where they live, and they said it's $200,000 for that there.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy smokes is the only way that I know to say that.
Oh, my goodness. I don't see how in the world.
A regular pickup truck now, four-door truck, about $75,000 on average on most any brand.
And I do know that like trucks a lot of times hold their value a lot more than some cars.
Right.
But still, that I don't know if it'd hold that much value.
Where are these jobs? Because I want one of them.
Right.
Because by the time you buy your house note, insurance, and feed your kids and put them through school, where's the money?
I mean, that's a house note, I'm sure. That could possibly be.
Like 3 house notes.
Yeah.
It's a bunch is all we're saying there.
Right.
Ooh, Raptor, the Raptor, which is a beautiful truck there, a 2.2 in Australia is $90,000. The Raptor is a expensive truck. But you think of taking a $90,000 or $110,000 pickup truck to a parking lot and somebody opening a door on it. What would you do?
Yeah. Or breaking in it, busting out a window, or keying it, or oh my gosh! I bet insurance is super high. I did hear one time somebody told me, and it was I want to say it was the insurance person, that on American-made vehicles it is less expensive on insurance. I did not realize that. So until then, but Ford is American-made, right?
Yeah, it is. Mary Chisholm said.
Still, I guess
Said my son said the price of beef at Winn-Dixie is high is heaven high. Need my cows back.
Everything has gone up, like seriously. I mean, I can go to the grocery store, and I don't know about y'all, but I just about have an anxiety attack when I'm fixing to go up to the register because I know that
fuel, all of that got put on everything in America when gas went up.
Yes,
that's what his
I guess it's
lumber.
Just right. Woo-hoo. Everything's skyrocketing. I mean, I can have a little bit of something, and it's like $200. I'm like, where in the world? I'm looking at my receipt going, what in the world costs so much?
Right.
Everything, though. So.
I'll make just a note on this. And I know that Candace is a big fan of rapping and that she listens to this.
You know it, Scotty Ray.
But Chicago, do you see this where the rapper gets out of jail, he walks outside and is shot 64 times? Here's the headline here as you look at this. 64 times he was shot and killed there getting out of jail. So he's made somebody upset, to say the least. And I just saw your friend fly by your head again there. We'll have to take him out in just a moment.
Okay, I don't be like Mike Pence and have one land on my head.
I remember that.
The fly. Yeah. This is a dirt dauber, okay? Yeah.
I don't know how he got up in here, but he's been flying around trying to get on TV all morning.
I don't know if they sting or not.
No, they don't.
This girl, you're gonna see a country.
She's gonna leave
fast,
here.
Though.
We want to say thank you to each and every one of you for dropping by and just spending a few moments with us today.
Yes.
And we're coming back tomorrow about 8 o'clock.
We are 8 o'clock in the morning. We really appreciate y'all watching though, and you're a blessing every day. And I say that all the time, but I want you to know that.
Yeah.
And don't forget it, that you are a blessing to us.
He just flew by you. So we're going to get a dirt dauber, and we'll see y'all back tomorrow. Thank y'all again.
Have a good day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by